At this point, I think every single one of you guys understand that high growth is only 60 to 80% genetic, 20 to 40% environmental, and there's one huge factor that the majority of you guys do not do properly, and that is going to be sleep. I would say most teenagers, you probably sleep 5-6 hours a night. You're gaming, you're hanging out with your friends, you're not sleeping enough. But the thing is, man, this is when your body's producing testosterone, human growth hormone, everything needed to actually grow taller. When do you think you actually grow taller? It is while you are sleeping. So today, it's going to be a sleep maxing video, how to optimize your sleep, get more sleep, get those 9 to 10 hours, which is going to be golden for high growth. And take it from me, I slept 9-10 hours every single night when I was going through puberty, and I grew from 5'9" to 6'4" within a year to now being 6'6", even growing 2 inches in my 20s. Without further ado, let's get it. First things first is that you do not want to be eating within a couple of hours before bed. A lot of you guys, you might have their midnight snack, you're eating at 2 a.m., way too late, and then you try to go to bed. But the issue is your stomach is still digesting that food. You cannot properly get into a deep REM cycle with all this food in your system. So do not eat within 3 hours before going to bed to optimize that sleep. You know, on the weekends, whenever you stay out until 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., then the next night, you find it impossible to go to sleep at your typical time. It's because your body functions off a schedule. So you have to be very consistent with the schedule. So let's say for you to get optimal sleep on the weekday, you got to go to bed at 10 p.m. and then you wake up, let's say 7 a.m. This means even on the weekends, you should be carrying through with this, having that consistent schedule. So whenever the weekday comes, you're not going to be up in bed until 2 a.m. struggling to fall asleep. This is a huge one that nobody really adheres to. Believe it or not, but whenever you're at an unhealthy body fat percentage, sleep is also going to be impaired. So if you're above 15% body fat, your body's going to have too much estrogen, not enough testosterone. Overall, the body's not functioning the way it's supposed to. And if you're below 10%, I've been there, I've been 5-6% body fat, you can't sleep, man. All you're thinking about is food. Your body is starving. You're just in bed craving food. So you need to find the balance of 10 to 15% body fat, which is going to be key for high growth and optimal for getting those 9 hours of sleep. Something I started doing last year actually is I picked up blue light blocking glasses. So a couple hours before bed, I will put on my blue light glasses, and what this does is it actually blocks out the blue light, which interferes with your melatonin release. Now, naturally, your body, when the sun comes down, it's gonna start producing melatonin. But if it's exposed to artificial light, it's actually gonna think it's still daytime and it's not gonna be producing melatonin. So the best hack around this is to wear those blue light blocking glasses in the evening time, especially if you work online, you're on your computer, you're watching TV, playing video games, but you got the blue light glasses, you will fall asleep instantly. Every single night, one thing I have always done for past 6 years or so is I will listen to a sleeping frequency. So I'll open up my Spotify app, and there are different frequencies that you can actually fall asleep to. Like we got 741 hertz, 528, 432, 963. All of these are actually designed to work on a specific energy within the body. I like to play around with it. Personally, I like the underwater sounds, and it puts your body, your frequency, in a state to where it's much, much easier to fall asleep. Obviously, I own a supplement company, and I do think supplements can definitely help optimize your sleep schedule. So the best supplement you could possibly get to fall asleep is going to be my Hypnose Sleep formula. Now, in this formula, I actually have GABA, which boosts HGH, IGF-1 human growth hormone by up to 400%. I have valerian root, I have chamomile, I have everything scientifically proven to help you fall asleep freaking instantly and boost those hormones even more. So don't forget to pick up Titan Growth 2.0. I've always said this, that the #1 cause of not reaching your optimal high growth genetics is going to be a nutrient deficiency, because 92% of you guys are deficient in basic vitamins and minerals. When this happens, IGF-1 human growth hormone shuts down, and boom, those growth plates are closed. So you have to pick up Titan Growth 2.0. But Titan Growth 2.0 has 500 to 1000% of all your daily nutrients so that you will not have any deficiencies. And don't forget to join Kalos Academy, Kalos.academy, where I have my 3-hour looks maxing masterclass, 2-hour high growth masterclass. Right now, 2 chapters of my female nature masterclass teaching you to pick up girls effortlessly. So you got to join now, Kalos.academy. I'm doing a huge sale. You know, on those weekends, you might have a couple drinks with your friends, you try to go to sleep, all of a sudden, you're awake after only 5 hours of sleep or so. Well, it's because alcohol actually really impairs your sleep. So if you want to get better sleep every single night, keep alcohol to an absolute minimum and do not have any caffeine, I would say past 12 o'clock. Otherwise, it's going to be much more difficult to fall asleep. Keeping your room as dark and cold as possible so you get the blackout curtains, you keep it icy cold, is actually going to be the best conditions to fall asleep and stay asleep all night long. I can't tell you how many times women have actually stayed over at my place and they just start shaking. They're so cold because I keep my room like a freezer because it makes me fall asleep. If it's too hot, I will be tossing and turning all night. So I can't tell you how big of a hack this is. And yes, I did that during my growth period as well. It's been scientifically proven that a low carbohydrate diet actually improves sleep. It reduces inflammation and overall it puts the body in a better state to be able to fall asleep and stay asleep. Ask anybody who has done the carnivore diet, the keto diet. It is much easier to fall asleep, and actually I've noticed from the carnivore diet, you don't even need as much sleep whenever you're adhering to this diet as well. It is honestly the best diet in my opinion. I used to do this all the time because I typically average 1 to 2 gallons of water every single day. I would chug water right before bed. A couple hours later, I would wake up because I gotta go pee. So you gotta limit liquids right before bed. I would keep it 1 hour within bed. Don't have any liquids. Make sure you pee right before bed because you do not want to interrupt that sleep cycle by doing something as silly as peeing. So drink a whole bunch of water during the day, then that last hour, cut it off. Last but not least is actually going to be the most important tip for falling asleep instantly, and it's going to be clearing your mind. You know, whenever you're trying to go to sleep, you have all these thoughts, all these anxieties. What are you going to do tomorrow? This thing happened today. It's so bad. It's so embarrassing. These things don't matter, man. What matters right now is getting your sleep. That problem's still going to be there tomorrow. Overthinking about it doesn't matter. So what you actually want to do is get into that meditative state. So you're sitting there, you got your frequencies on, you've done everything up until this video. A thought tries to come into your mind. Ooh, how should I ask out Susie tomorrow? Ooh, should I like her story? You just erase it, man. You imagine burning it. You can't think about Susie right now. You're trying to get your 9 hours of sleep so that you can grow nice and tall. So that's going to be the best tip in my opinion. Subscribe if you're new. I love you with all my heart. Peace.